What is going on? Welcome out to KoJack's live here at KoJack's Poker Club. We're just about to get started, and Sean, I 100% agree. We should do a meetup game over in Hobbs and have you sitting in seat number 5, right center stage. It is going to be a good time. So what we got going today is we've got Charlie's Game 1-2 live stream, and it is getting ready to rock and roll. Welcome out. It is going to be a blast today. We've got a full table. We're going to start with, I think, 6 at the table, and it's going to quickly fill up to 10 players. And so the mic goes down, the button is placed, and the cards are about to be in the air, as you see right here. Once again, welcome out to KoJack's Poker Club. I am one of the eggheads. I am Charlie, and I am here for you today. It is going to be a lot of fun. It is going to be some great action. 1-2 here at KoJack's is a $60 to a $300 buy-in, and that's a max buy-in. No straddles on the table, no bomb pots, and we just instituted something new. You can now run it twice. So if you get all in and you want a little bit of equity back on your hand, you can run it twice. So as for hand number 1 at KoJack's Poker Club, stream started about 6 o'clock. We'll be running it for a good 2 hours, and we are going to, we had a raise. Queen 9. Alex over in seat number 9 raises it up to $12. We've got 3 calls, 8-6, 10-4, Jack 8, and Queen 9. This is going to be a fun night at KoJack. 6-8 got exactly what they were looking for. 57 on the flop gives them up and down, looking for a 4 or a 9. Josh over in seat number 5 is looking for a good amount of help. Basil's looking for backdoor clubs. And Alex is looking for just a queen or a, well, he can't hit that 9. That 9 would be a gin card, he thinks. But, however, Champ over in the hijack position would be loving it. Basil wearing that lime green. If you've known Basil for long, he's got a Mustang, one of the Fox body styles and Foxtrot body styles, and it is painted with Superman all around, and that's how easy it is. 8-6 leads out, makes a bet, and Alex sitting over in seat number 8 lets it go. So seat number 3 rolls it in, Mr. Champ, with a quick $39 win, and he is now the only one up. But once again, what you're watching is you are watching Charlie's Game 1-2 No Limit Hold'em. Starts at 6 p.m. every Thursday. We'll have the list up right after this game. It will be ready to rock and roll. Seat number 7 coming in, or sorry, excuse me, seat number 8 coming in. Seat number 6 will be filling in shortly. Seat number 10 and seat number 2. So we are going to be 10-handed in just a moment. So how is everybody's day rocking along today? How has your week been? How was your weekend this last weekend? It was a weekend of first in a while. We didn't have any severe weather around here, so we were able to enjoy some poker and that cash game tournament. So if oh, I don't have a flyer for that handy, but what I'm talking about is in the bottom of this. It's a 1-hour cash game tournament, and we'll be running several of them this Sunday. This past Sunday, it was a huge success. And here we go. Kings, Ace 10, Basil with King 4, but the Kings raise it up to $22. Mike joining the table in seat number 1, and it's going to start just like that. Basil, let's go. So we are now heads up, 7 up, $49 sitting in the pot. So if you're joining us early, usually our viewers start filing in right about 6:30. If you're joining us early, where are you joining us from? I already see 1 Hobbs in the room. Flop comes out 2, 3, 8 of clubs. Mike's got to love that quite a bit, considering the fact that he's 4-1 to win this hand. He throws out a $30 bet into a $50 pot, 49 to be exact, and I don't think Josh is going to be able to continue. He's grabbing the cards from the bottom. Usually that symbolizes fold, but in this case, he is counting out chips because he's got 2 overs in his hand. Only one of them is good if he hits it. So we now have $109 sitting in the pot, and a 9 comes on the turn. That's still got to keep Mike feeling good, though, as he's grabbing more chips. $109 in the pot, and he's going to double fist this one. Looks to be around $50, $55. And it's exactly 50, so he bets right around half pot. That's got to be the end of the road for Josh unless he thinks it's just a full all-out bluff. And if he does shove here, he is going to get called. And if you've played any poker with Josh around KoJack's, you know he's not shy to make a move or two every once in a while. So you saw that little flash of a card. The only time we let that happen at KoJack's is when it's just heads up. And with multiple players in the pot, the player would be warned if it did happen again, they would be removed from the game. But in this case right here, it was heads up. He made it look like that he was on a flush draw there. But all of us sitting at home, we know the truth. So thanks for joining in. And just as we estimated, the viewership is going up. We appreciate everybody jumping in to KoJack's Live. This is a lot of fun, but we do it for the players and we do it for the action. So Sonny sits down, double checking his chip count just to make sure he has enough. Once again, this is $60 to $300, no 70%. $300 is the absolute max that is allowed at this game. You cannot come in for more than that. So this beautiful week is starting to wind down. It is Thursday everywhere. And that means Friday is right around the corner. The weekend is coming, and this weekend at KoJack's, as we're counting out the chips here, I can go ahead and show you this. We've got 2 tournaments this weekend, and both are really big tournaments. The $3,000 guaranteed bounty tournament, $200 entry. Each bounty chip, each player that you knock out is worth a $50 bill. This past week and last Saturday, the prize pool got up to $49.20. So the prize pool is large in this, and that's not even counting the $1,800 in bounties that was out up for grabs, $50 at a time. The winners in that tournament chopped up a little bit of money, but the majority of them had 3 to 6 bounties each. And 6 bounties at $50 a pop, that's another $300 on top. But the big deal is what's going on this Saturday at 3 p.m. We have a 1-2 cash game. And, well, I can't even say it's a 1-2 cash game. It's a cash game tournament, $120 entry. It has 3 levels, a 20-minute level of 1-2 blinds, a 20-minute level of 1-3 blinds, and then the final 20 minutes of it is 2-5 no-limit hold'em blinds. At the completion of that 1 hour, the tournament's over. Whatever chips you have in play, go inside your pocket, and we start another tournament 15 minutes after that. It is it's extremely exciting. We had 3 tables of it in the first tournament last week, and 10 players went to the final table, and of those 10 players, all 10 of them made money. Some of them more than others. We had a couple players that were close to $600 in chips at that time, and everybody, all 10 of them walked away a winner. In the second tournament, we had just under 16 entries, or 16 entries exact, and out of those entries, the final table was 10-handed, and when it ended after the hour, there were 6 players left, and all 6 players there made money. So it is extreme action. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've got some changes. We'll talk about it later on throughout this telecast. But here we are. We are back to action. And as you see, Mr. Brad Logan sitting there, Scott Armstrong sitting down in seat number 7. All players are sitting down, it looks like, with $300. Basil folded that king deuce suited, I think it was, last hand. He does pick up pocket queens this hand, and he raises to $14. A little 7x raise. But as you know at KoJack's, a 7x raise just oh my goodness. Okay, that graphic was wrong. Mike did not pick up pocket kings again. Chris Gwynn, our dealer there, just accidentally threw it across his reader. So we're going to be heads up, and look at this. Basil just flops a set and checks it to the champ, hoping that he picks up something. And with that 2 on the turn, he does pick up the will draw. So he does have outs, and it's only an out of a 4. Basil's probably a little bit worried about the hearts. And there's a 6 there. Basil's only got to dodge the 45, which that wouldn't be in there after a $14 raise. And the champ leads out and bets. Nope, excuse me. The champ folds. Basil throws out a quick little bet with his set of queens, and the champ lets it go. So Basil pulls in a $26 profit, and he is now up $12. We've got 3 players up. Champ is up 13. Basil's up 12. And sitting in seat number 1 with the pocket kings in the early hand, I think hand number 2, Mike is up $56. But that puts Josh Eaton sitting in seat number 5 with that Diet Coke right there. He is the largest amount down. He is down 64 at the start. And Alex sitting over in seat number 9 is $13 down. So this is promising to be one of those high octane games. We like to run the 1-2 on here. We're throwing around the idea of next week playing 1-2 round of each, just to give a little different variation of what we do play at KoJack's. But if you haven't been out here lately, the cash games have been frying hot. We've been running, especially on the weekends, 4 to 5 cash games during the afternoon, and this is right during the WSOP time. So if you want to come up, watch some poker go, watch some poker on the big screens, I think even maybe watch the Mavericks lose this week in the NBA Finals against the Celtics, head on up to KoJack's. We'll be having the fights on Saturday night, so if you're ready for fun, this weekend has it listed and lined out for you. So a little 1-2 action. The champ raises it to $27. So it goes 2, call, raised to $27. Armstrong looks down at pocket 4s, or as Jack Keene, the natural, calls them, wired 4s. He does make the call. So we're going to be heads up, ace 9. Oh, just kidding. Heads up West Texas KoJack's action. That's 3-way. Ace 9 suited versus wired 4s versus 78, because it's always sunny in seat number 10. Flop comes out king, queen, queen. The champ cannot like that and cannot continue with that just because of the range of hands that will call a $27 raise. And the champ has the best hand right now. Armstrong's wired 4s just got counterfeited. And I'd like to see a bet by anybody. And they just gave the hand. Well, never mind. I was going to say they gave the hand to the champ. But now the champ has a lock on it. And it checks all the way around. Seat number 3 is going to flip up an ace. And that's going to be all there is to it. So thanks for tuning in to KoJack's Live here in Midland, Texas. KoJack's Poker Club. We are already running hot. We've got a 5 on the button table running in the outside room. We've got a 1-2 no limit hold'em table on the back room on the live stream, and we've just paged another 1-2 table. So if you're ready for action, KoJack's has it tonight. Moving on around to hand number 4. Mr. Gwynn spread the cards out. Everybody getting them read and ready to go. Scott's going to look down at King 9. He's going to grab $2 and make it holler with that. But right behind Basil. Basil lets it go. Jesus picks up Ace Jack and raises it up to $17. See a couple hands of hearts, 10-3 and 9-2. It looks like Sonny made that call of 17. Mr. Logan and the champ lets it go. It moves back around to Scott, and Scott does make the call, so we're going to be West Texas heads up 3-way. And the flop comes out. Queen, queen, 4. Scott could have used that flop last hand. He would have, well, yeah, he would have been looking good with 4s full of queens, but this hand, unfortunately, K9 cannot continue. It checks around. Nobody picks up a whole lot of anything on that. Turn card comes out, an 8 of clubs. I do suspect that Jesus, well, no, I was expecting a bet out of Jesus. It's kind of gone check, check, because nobody really hit anything. It's going to be first to bet, first to win, but I don't think anybody but Jesus can throw out a bet in this situation. And he throws out the same bet he bet pre-flop, $17, and it does fold around. So Jesus does pull in a nice stack of $37 and is off to the races. I like his shirt, that ace of spades with that flag. I do like that. It's very, very nice. So where is everybody out in West Texas? Where are we watching from? A lot of people, we had people watching from Florida last week. We had people watching from Chicago last week. We had people watching from the Northeast, everywhere around El Paso, Austin, Houston. We generously thank you guys for tuning in and watching. But this week, the chat is actually super silent. Mr. Bowden's watching, probably playing Call of Duty on his phone, getting ready for his trip to Vegas to play some poker. He is heading out to Vegas. Who else in the chat is heading out to Vegas? Bowden, make sure if you do bag it up, send it up, and we will post it on our page. I'm expecting some big payouts for you in Vegas this year. Oh, you're at work, my brother? Oh, that's right. You went back to nights. My bad. I knew that, but I was just pretending that I didn't know that just to see if you were paying attention. Sean Thomas is out in Hobbs, New Mexico, out there where they do have a couple of casinos, just no live card games out. So here's another typical hand. Hand number 6. We've got 7-way action going to the flop. A lot of good hands, a lot of suited connectors, and a couple aces. But we are setting 7-way actions. You see Mr. Ricky P moving around in the background. Bowden, just so you know, I did go ahead and pre-order Black Ops 6 last night. Scott Armstrong is going to lead out with $8 with a 6-5 suited. We'll see the flop in just a second. Flop comes out 8 of hearts, deuce of hearts, 5 of clubs. So 2 people with 6-5 suited in their hands. So once again, we've got Mr. Mike sitting in seat 1, another Mr. Mike sitting in seat number 2, Sky sitting in seat number 3, Mr. Logan sitting in seat number 4, Josh Eaton sitting in seat number 5. We've got Scott Armstrong sitting in seat number 6. I can't see who the other ones are right here. Turn card of a, hey, that's the case 5 because we had 6-5, 6-5, and ace 5. That was the case 5. And an 8 on the river gives the check mark to Sky. He likes to go by Champ, sitting in seat number 3. But I don't know if he can really make a call on a big bet. Pot's got $414 in it. And that is not a correct pot calculation, excuse me. It shows that $434 is sitting in the pot, but that's not in the pot. So we've got those chip counts. They'll be updated in just a little bit. But Sean, you heading out to Vegas? You gonna take your chance out there at the WSOP? One of these days, one of my lifelong bucket list things is to play the main event. So I figure if I save about $10 a week, I can play it in about 3 or 4 years. Well, more than that, I can play it in about 5 or 6 years. But that is one of the lifelong bucket lists of mine. And hopefully, whenever I do get to play it, I get lucky and have some run good. But wishing Bowden some run good this next week in Vegas. A lot of aces, a lot of king jack suited, queen 10. These are the hands that you like to see when you're playing 1-2. You can get in pretty cheap. Raised to $15 by Coach sitting in seat number 2 with the KoJack's suited. Sky in seat number 3 makes the call with ace 3. Jesus makes it with ace 4. Sonny makes it with 7-4. Sonny has a lot of action at the tables if you've never played with him. What's up, Hunter? Scared money don't make money. That is right, baby. And speaking of scared money, well, actually, this has nothing to do with scared money. We've got a team in the chat. Hunter Pierce, Thomas Bowden, and myself. We'll challenge anybody out there to some Call of Duty. If you want to play it later, we will run over top of you in some Warzone in trios. Don't be scared. Stick that challenge in the chat, and we will run it up on you. Flop comes out 10 of spades, 7 of clubs, 5 of hearts. Coach picks up the best of that. Nope, just kidding. Mike picks up the best of that. So seat 1 and seat 2 pick up the best of it, with seat number 1 picking up the heaviest side of it. Coach doesn't give up, though, with King Jack throws out $25, and Mike actually lets go of his top pair. So now we are heads up, 7-4 versus King Jack. Turn card comes an ace, so that actually makes Coach even more outs. He's looking at 9 active outs. Maybe next year, Sean, I like to hear that. Maybe I can save a little extra money. We can meet up at the table and crush it together. That's what I'm talking about. So Sonny is in the lead. He likes to splish splash around. He plays a lot of hands. Coach does fire again with that ace out there, and Sonny unfortunately lets go of the best hand. Table image has a lot to do it, and Coach has a very strong table image, and it played in his favor. So Basil now in the big blind. He's got the shades drawn down, lime green Superman setting all around. I don't see Jack 10 on any of his clothes, though. That is his favorite hand, and he is not rocking it today. However, Superman is holding 1 chip up in the air. He usually puts a $100 chip in there, but there's no $100 chips on this table tonight, so a $1 will have to suffice for that. So we've got Midland, Texas in the chat. We've got Hobbs, New Mexico in the chat. Where else is everybody from? Mike looks down at King 7. Coach looks down at King 8. That goes in the muck. King 7 made the call due to the suits, diamonds, and the champ makes the call. He does not want to see diamonds this hand. There will be some guaranteed fireworks if we see diamonds hit the board. 4 diamonds is going to go. Oh, it makes the call, and Basil checks. Flop comes out. 10 of hearts, 10 of clubs, deuce of clubs, and champ sitting in seat number 3 picks up the best hand with a pair of deuces. As you all know, deuces never loses, but in this case, they do see a turn. 7 of spades on the turn. No more help except for Mike. Mike now picks up second pair, and he's going to bet it like he's got it. He's not going to slow play anything. He doesn't believe anybody's got the 10s, which I wouldn't either. However, if I did have a 10, what's up, Paulo, baby? We got seats opening up on 1-2 if you're ready for some poker. But if I would have had a 10 right there, I would have checked it and played just into it just like that. Fortunately for Mike, nobody else does have a 10, so it's going to go fold on out. So let's take a look at the calendar and see what we do have coming up for the remainder of the week. We are on this beautiful Thursday. I think it's the 13th. We've got 2 more Thursdays of Charlie's Games, and then this Saturday, tournament built straight for Hunter P. It is the 3,000 guaranteed $200 entry bounty tournament. That tournament has $50 bounty chips, so every player you knock out, you pick up 1 of their bounty chips. $3,000 is guaranteed in the prize pool, but last week we hit a little closer to $6,000 once you add the bounties and the prize pool together. About $4,900 in the prize pool and about $1,800 in bounty chips ready to be grabbed. So that starts at 3 p.m. There is late registration in that. However, in the brand new Saturday Cash Tournament, there is no late registration, but we do have some surprising things to talk to you about that. As we move on back over to the game, you can see myself and Miss Whitney sitting here. You can actually see my leg sitting up there. I didn't realize you could see it. Sorry about that. But I was kicking back, relaxing, watching some poker and watching some of the greatness. So we've got Ace Jack, we've got King 9, we've got King 4 suited. King 4, the second nut flush would be sick. Basil lets go of Charlie's favorite hand, the greatest hand in poker. The 5-3 is in the muck. And I bet you that wins this one. Always got to bet somebody something. You wouldn't be a poker player if you didn't bet on it. Three players in the pot. Flop comes out. Ace of clubs, 10 of diamonds, 9 of hearts. Alex picks up top pair with a pretty dang good kicker. Backdoor straight draws. Josh picks up a bottom pair of 9s. And Coach is kind of sitting in limbo. I don't think he can even follow along and make this call. But once again, I'm a liar. If I say they're not going to do it, they're 100% going to do it. Coach is trying to float to catch a diamond or a queen or jack to get him to improve his hand. But he does not want to see a diamond. There's the queen, though. That does help him out a little bit. Gives him a jack gut for a straight. He's setting about 4% to win this hand. Alex is sitting with a jack. He does not want to make 2 pair. Checks around to Coach, and Coach is looking down thinking. Got that sturdy, confident look, and he is reaching for chips, and he grabs a handful, and it is going to be a pretty big bet. It looks like it's going to be about $60. $60 is the bet. Josh is action is on him. He has the same straight draw. He's going to let that go, but I do not think that Alex is going to let this one go. I think he's going to have to make this call. He may even raise at this point. And he does exactly make the call. There's $60 extra going into the pot. This pot has quickly grown to $201 sitting in there. An 8 of diamonds on the turn puts a jack out there for the straight, and Alex is holding that jack in the hand. So Coach cannot bluff at this anymore when someone else is holding the second nuts. King Jack would be the absolutes at this point in time, and Alex is trying to decide. He's already got the check mark, as you can see on his name. He's trying to decide what he can put in, possibly to get a raise. So he's grabbing some chips, putting them together, and it looks like it's going to be 50, 75, and that's going to be the bet. $75 into $201, and the only thing that can call that is a hand that ties or beats you, and Coach lets it go. He tried a little bluffy bluff right there, and unfortunately, it did not make it through. Let's see if this is the right graphic. Better luck next time, Coach. You see what I did there? All right, so we're moving on around to hand number 9. Weird bluff from Coach there. You're right, Jordan. Usually he does not bluff in situations like that, but the only hand that can make that call is one that beats you. And as you know as well as I do. And he got the information he needed. If Jordan wouldn't have been holding the ace jack right there, it would have probably made it through, especially if he'd have fired again on the river. But with Alex led out there. If Alex would have checked, I think Coach may have pushed extremely hard. But unfortunately, he didn't get the chance to. Yeah, Jordan, that is exactly right. I mean, at that point, what Coach is doing is making his opponent have that hand. He made him have it, and he found out when Jordan let out on the river under the gun. I mean, there's no other option there except for him to have that hand right there, and he couldn't even represent something beyond that. So here we go, hand number 10, setting 4-handed. I see ace king in Basil's hand. Flop comes out king deuce 8. Sonny picks up middle pair, but Basil picks up top pair, top kicker. I knew what you were saying, though, Jordan. How come you're not in here playing tonight, man? We usually see you in here tearing up the tables. So checks around champ in seat number 3. Mr. Sky leads out with $17. And it's a scary day when you're sitting at the poker table and you make a bet and Basil makes that call. Because Basil only calls when he's got the goods. And however, he's been mixing up his game a little bit, believe it or not. He's been throwing in a bluff or two here and there. And, ooh. Basil raises to $57, and Sonny makes the call, sitting in seat number 9. Turn card comes out, a queen of diamonds, and that's a true scare card for Basil. If Sonny was to move all in, he couldn't call. Unfortunately for Basil, it goes check, check, and Sonny checks again. Sonny missed a big opportunity right there to fire on the turn and on the river and put the maximum pressure on Basil. Look at him dancing right there. The Superman is in the house. Jordan, you're flying out tomorrow, getting all your stuff together. What tournaments are you going to be playing up in Vegas? Oh, you're doing some sponsorship stuff up at the Angry Armadillo. That's a cool little bar right now. I know the Free Poker League. I can't think. Lone Star Poker League. They have one of their stops there, and if I'm not mistaken, the other night they had like 46 players playing in their tournament. And if I understand correctly, they've got some seats that they gave away into the main event, and it's going to be a good little time for them. Hopefully they do well out there. Dang it, boy, you're playing three of them, the Monster Stack, the Millionaire Maker, and the main event. Man, how do I get some equity in this? You didn't sell any here at the club. I would have liked to buy a piece of that action. If I can't go out there and play, then I would like to have just a dog in the fight. Oh, you actually won the year and the main event seat for the Lone Star Poker Series? Am I reading this one right? I'm waiting on your answer for that. Did you win the main event seat through there? Holy crap, congratulations, man. That's freaking awesome. So Jordan's going to be representing the Lone Star Poker League, and he's actually going to be representing KoJack's because he plays up here also. So whatever you bag it up, whatever pictures you take, man, when you and Bowden get out there, take some pictures together, wear a KoJack's hat out there. I'll throw it up on our page. That way everybody can be wishing you good luck because we know Bowden's going to play some. We know you're playing some. We sent 11 players from here in our May Vegas series that we put together for the players. 11 players are going out to play the Millionaire Banker, the Monster Stack, and the main event. Here we go. Sonny looks down at Pocket Ladies. Flop comes out in his favor, 7-4 deuce. And Mr. Josh Eaton is going to throw a little bluffy bluff out there, $50 to make it holler. And Sonny says, no, not in my house. He says, I am all in for my remaining dollars. Let's see what exactly that is. It looks to be about 100 and some change. And I think the only person that can call him is Champ. Mr. Sky sitting in seat number 2. I don't think anybody else can make that call. Oh, if you need a hoodie, come by here. I'll give you a discount on a hoodie so you can wear it up there, okay? I'll give you the Vegas Player Series discount, and we'll get you a hoodie for up there. Oh, that's right, Jordan. I remember. I missed the monster stack. I wasn't paying attention to that. So here we go. Sonny ships it all in, $120, and Joshy's bluffy bluff could not make it through, and Sonny's going to pull in 251 beautiful dollars into his stack, and just like that, I'm looking for him. He is down. He's still down. He's only down $127, but that's okay. So looking around the numbers, going to go ahead and throw up this numbers. I'll throw it up on the chart for you guys to see right there. Coach sitting in seat number 1's got $344 in his stack. You see this? You can't see my mouse. But he's got $344 in his stack. He's up 40. Biggest loser so far this point is the man with the most downness is Josh. He is down with the sickness. He is down $262. And Sonny, sitting in seat number 9, is down 127. And actually, Scott, sitting in seat number 7, right between Josh and Basil's, down $139. But these VPIPs, this is what you like to see when you're watching poker. You like to see 45s. You like to see seat number 3, 81 VPIP. Seat number 5, 72 VPIP. Sonny in seat number 10, 66 VPIP. So the numbers are looking good, meaning the action is about to take off hot. Oh, that's awesome, Jordan. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. B. Logan, the otherwise known as the hot dog man, has hung up his hot dog making shoes and put on his poker mitts, and he is now on the felt more than you can imagine. He is sitting in seat number 4, and he looks down at the Basil Jack 10 offsuit. He makes that call for $2. However, Scott Armstrong sitting behind him sneaks in with pocket kings. That's twice Basil's folded pocket 3. I think we should kick him off the table. What do you think, Hunter? What do you think, Thomas? He's folded my favorite hand twice. I think we should kick him off the table and make room for one of you guys there. But he folds 5-3, probably very smart into the muck. And action moves on around. This is hand number 12. That was an amazing phone call. So guess if anybody in the chat, my wife just called me. If anybody in the chat can guess where she is bringing me food from, I will give you 1 free hour at KoJack's. And remind you, I only like fast food, and it is not my favorite place. What's up? Lauren is in Austin. Hey, that means, Cody, she's going to be late for her shift. We're going to need her to haul buns, make like a bread truck, and haul some buns back to Midland, Texas. Nope, Hunter, it is not Long John's. It is not Long John. She does not love me that much because she is not heading to the place where everything tastes the same. But if anybody in the chat can guess exactly where I'm getting food from, then you know what? I'll up it. I'll even give you 2 hours. And no, Jordan, you are wrong. No Chick-fil-A, no Rosas. Uh-oh, y'all are not kicking it. Y'all aren't feeling me today. Here in a couple seconds or a couple minutes, I'll give you a clue that is impossible to miss it by. So we got 4 players so far in the hand. Raise up to $12 by Champ in seat number 3, and he's got 4 callers: 55, 63 suited, 98 offsuit, and the Razor has King 7. Nope, Cody, I could go for a pineapple milkshake though. Flop comes out: Ace of Clubs, 4 of Hearts, Queen of Hearts, and nobody hits anything in that. 55 is still in the lead, and it's going to check around. We're going to see a turn for free, and jackpot, we can hit that button right there. 55 is now a set of 5s. Whataburger, no. Sonic, no. What's up, Mr. Ken Frazier? Oh, this is awesome. They have not gotten where I am getting food from. I can't let little Miss Whitney back here. She's sitting back here. Oh, she's out of the screen, but let's go ahead and turn this. She is sitting back here. She knows where I am eating from, but the question is, will you figure it out? Szechuan Palace, no sir. Sonic, nope. So here we go. 55 with a set of 5s, throws out a $25-ish bet into a $70-ish pot, and just like that, nobody can call, and Mike increases his chip lead. $390 sitting in his stack. He is now, Hunter is 100% correct. Put 2 hours on Hunter. He got Arby's. I was going to give a hint that says we got the meats. But I figured that one would have been too easy. I got me a beef and cheddar on a regular bun because nobody likes them onion buns. You don't have to lie and say that you like them. But I got me a beef and cheddar on a regular bun, a large curly fry, and a cherry pie. I mean, I should have got a milkshake too. I feel like being a little fatty today. But Hunter P, we got 2 free hours going onto your account. If you're ready to come play some poker, it is going to be setting on there. And miss those days, dude. The old 5 for 5 days, man. And then it went up to 5.15, and then it went up to 5.55, and then now one sandwich is like $7. So 5 for 5 does not exist anymore. It's a thing of the past, just like my good poker playing days. They no longer exist. Josh Eaton needs a little good run good. He's $274 down. He's got about 101 in his stack. But this is going to be one of those hands where everybody's limping. Let's see if anybody raises. You know what? My run good days are gone. So we're going to have 7-way action, $14 in the pot, 7 players looking to hit gin. And if the flop comes out small, it would have been bad. The champ sitting in seat numero trace in that black and yellow shirt flops a set of 7s, and nobody else has anything. So he's got to check it. He's going to have to check it again. We can't go there, Ken. I'm not going to say that I don't disagree with that statement, and I'm not going to not say that I love that statement, but you are 100% correct there. But looking at $7.59 roast beef sandwiches there. Nick Campos, let's go Team Alex. Hey, we hadn't even done this. Who's Team who in the chat? They do. Sean, you are correct. Their BLT runs about as often as McDonald's McRib. And, hey, that's another sandwich, by the way. The McRib, that sandwich is BA. It is so good. I can eat 3 of those at a time. River card comes in 8. That is not what Champ wanted to see because the 9 made the straight, made the gut shot for Mike. And, oh, it did not go. Wow, it went check on the river. How did more? Where's the rest of that pot at? BK, I can do a Whopper, one of those flame grilled Whoppers, about once every, I guess, 2, 3 months. I can't do them very often at all. But I will tell you this: once that day came around about 2 Saturdays ago, I door dashed or favored some 2 Whoppers and 2 fries from BK. And I don't ever look at the amount that comes on those. And it was $56 for that DoorDash or favor for those food. 2 Whoppers, 2 fries, $56, and the Whopper was cold. But I ate it anyways. The only thing I won't do if it's too expensive is I won't eat it if it has an onion on it. That's why I will not eat an onion bun. But I don't know where the rest of that last pot was. Flops a set of sevens, has to check it around. Turn card comes a 9. Oh, you're right. I said set, Carter. I did not mean set. He only had one in his hand. That was my bad. But thank you for pointing it out in front of everybody. So we move on around. Josh looks down at 10 deuce. Scott, queen 10. So the only way that you can flop a set is if you have 2 of them in your hand, 1 on the board. And in that case, there were 2 sevens and a 10 on the board. So he did hit trips. That was my mistake. Basil looks down at queen 3. Jesus, the Dolly Parton 95. It's in the muck. And we are quickly eliminating some players from the hands here. Carter, why aren't you up here playing, man? When are you going to Vegas, by the way? King, queen, queen 10, 10 deuce, queen 3, jack 9. There are not many queens left in the deck. It's always fun when there is only the case queen left. Let's see if we can get it on the flop on a job from hell. Oh, no. Out in that $100 degrees sunlight. It is scorching hot out there. We could use one of those little rain showers we have last week, just minus the heavy hail that joined them along. So here we go. 6 players. Coach raises it up to $17, and Basil walks out with his fingers. I'm surprised Superman didn't walk out there. And he lets go. And always sunny in Philadelphia. We're going to start calling him Sunny at KoJack's. 3 players to the flop. They make it straight together. King, queen, queen 10, and jack 9. Oh, dang, you're all the way down in Port Arthur? Holy crap. Wow, so you don't only have the heat out there, you have that 100% humidity. Flop comes out 4 of spades, 10 of spades, 3 of diamonds. Scott picks up top pair, and he's going to bet it like he's got it. Sonny and Coach with both with a backdoor spade draw. Sonny does make the call. He's feeling a little bit frisky. 4 blown tires, a transmission later. This was a profitable trip. I would say that's not a profitable trip, so hopefully the work is making up for it. Get a little overtime action in on that. So Coach does call with king, queen overs, both over cards. So we've got over $100 setting in the pot and making some change. So here we are, $109 in the pot, 3-way action. KoJack's heads up, and the turn card is a 7 of spades. No help to, well, I guess it's a little bit of help to Always Sunny at KoJack's. An 8 now gives him a straight. Scott still with the best hand, and he's still going to keep firing away. $109 in the pot, and he throws out, it looks like $25, $30. I don't think you'd have pissed it off on the tables. I think you would have won it on the tables, made enough to pay for it. So Scott throws out $30 into that $109, and we are now heads up. Sonny does not let it go, looking for an 8 and an 8 only. 7 of clubs on the turn. I think Scott's going to still fire here, though. I think he believes he's good, and the story he's told, it looks like Sonny was calling with a busted flush draw or a straight draw, and Scott throws out a value bet, $20, and Sonny, unfortunately, cannot even call that. He didn't even have to wait and tossed it in, and your AC went out. This is like a bad country song, Chris Carter. Your tires run off, your your dog died, which would be your AC, and your house blew up, which would be your transmission. It's a bad country song. With ChatGPT now, we could quickly write a song about that. As a matter of fact, I might do that here in a second and see what it comes up with. We'll call it the Carter Bad Road Trip. But hopefully the overtime is making up for that. I'm glad you tuned in watching us. I wish there was an option where we could bring you in live so we could see your hard work. I think you're probably sitting at Twin Peaks enjoying a cold one right now, saying you're working. But you know, we'll just joke around and just kid with that. Hey. That is true. Hey, there's two ways to look at every glass. That's half full and half empty, and that last statement right there is a half full glass, and you are correct with that. So on to hand number 16, Ace 443. That's what we see so far. Scott won that last hand. Scott is sitting $27 in the hole now. He's looking to get it back, so he does throw in that $2 to make her holler. Basil, let's go with the 43. Jesus, King 10. He hadn't seen any good cards since he looked down at the Ace Jack. And $10 is the raise, so the action is now $12. Moves on around to Mike. I'd like to see that King 6 play, but once again, that's why I am commentating and not playing. I play a lot of hands. I'm thinking of getting half drunk. I like that. Glaff, hey, so are you getting fully drunk if you only drink half full glasses of vodka? Because are you only half drunk at that point? So 7-7 versus King 10 versus Ace 4 versus Ace 3, and everybody, all four players in the hand get a piece of this. Flop comes out 10 of clubs, 4 of clubs, deuce of hearts. Josh flops the wheel to the 5. Scott picks up a pair of 4s. Jesus picks up a pair of 10s, and Mr. B. Logan has middle pair. The 10 dwarfs it though, and he knows that. He's not a bad poker player. He is actually a little bit beyond ABC. He'll throw a bluff out there every once in a while. But Josh, with that wheel draw, it checks around to him. Josh throws out dirty 30. And Scott, with a pair of 4s, makes the call. Jesus makes the call, but Mr. Logan knows where his pair of 7s and 3 players stands. So he smartly lets that go. 3 players, KoJack's heads up. Turn card is a jack of clubs. No help to anybody, but it does put the scare card of 3 to the flush on the board. And Jesus has the only club in his hand, and it's a big one. Check around, and the river card comes up 4 and just smacks Scott in the side of the face. I don't even know how he's sitting in his chair still. He got hit so hard on that river. And Josh Eaton throws out with a busted will draw $30. But little does he know, if Scott only calls, if he calls, he's going to get a free $30. He's not going to get if he raises here, he's not going to get a call from anybody, but yeah, that's it. That's what I was afraid to happen. So he's going to raise it up to 60, and I think it's going to go fold because Josh can't call with a busted draw. What? Okay, I thought he was grabbing chips to move all in. If he'd have just called right there, though, he'd have got another $30 from Jesus sitting in seat number 8. So we're gonna, Hunter, are you still watching? If you're still watching, we're going to call that a loss for Scott right there. Even though he dominates the hand, got smacked up on the side of the face with that 4 on the river, he lost $30 on that river by raising it up. But you've got to protect your hand. There was the flush draw out there, so I'm speaking like he played it wrong. He played it completely correct because he is scooping the chips into his hand. But we know from watching at home and watching in the booth back here, he did miss out on that $30. So once again, if you're in the room watching and just in time for Carter to be back by the weekend, we've got the 1-2 cash game tournament starting at 3 p.m. this Sunday. We ran 2 of them on Sunday, and we could have run 3 of them, but we ran out of time. We'll probably be running 3 of them this week. It starts at 3 p.m., and we are making some change. You see right here on screen where it says no late entry. You have to the end of level 1 now to enter that tournament. Can we try? Not this week, Carter, but I think next week we're going to try that. We made some quick changes to this, and we'll make some other changes on this next weekend. So we did change the no late entry. You can now enter to the end of level 1, so you can enter all the way through the 1-2 era, and you can also rebuy 1 time. So it's a $120 entry. $15 of that goes towards the access fee. Well, actually, $20 of that goes towards the access fee, and you get $100 in cash game chips. And you play for 1 hour. 1 hour of 1-2 no limit, 20 minutes of 1-2 no limit hold'em, 20 minutes of 1-3 no limit hold'em, and 20 minutes of 2-5 no limit hold'em. At the end of that hour, the tournament is over. Whatever chips you have in front of you are now your property. You can carry them over to the cash table, or you can buy into the next tournament with those chips. So let's flip back over. Flop comes out Queen 6-6. 5 players in the hand, and believe it or not, I'm on screen. Clicked the wrong one. Believe it or not, nobody. 5 players, 10 cards, and nobody's got a 6. And Scott is filling some of that run good with his queen. He throws out a $30 bet into a $60 pot. and he is going to win hand number 3 or 4 in a row. I don't know. He was $20 down 2 hands ago. Now he's $99 up, plus whatever is profit in this hand. Josh has 3 outs, as you can see at the top of that screen. 3 kings, and only one of them was left in place. So he very ingeniously let that go, and Scott pulls in another hand. He is now $149 on the plus side. When you're running good, you're running good. I bet you $1 in the chat that he wins the next hand. Anybody want to take that? Bet you $1 he wins the next hand. Can you text in our our cage, Miss Keisha, right now to let her know that Hunter Pierce won the giveaway of 2 hours. So, Hunter, that is now on your account. Lacto, what is up, baby? Okay, so I've got 2 bets. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to get a piece of paper because I'm going to have to. I didn't realize y'all were going to be that quick to take my money. You know, I'm broke, right? Hey, Whitney, can I borrow $2? I got 2 $1 bets right here. So here we go. Scott's got Jack 9. I'm rooting. Oh, we're halfway there. We've got to dodge Basil and Josh's king. Oh, crap. We can't hit the 9 with Josh. Oh, I don't know how I'm going to win this one, but Champ's got the best hand in poker, and it is not going to win this one. So I've got 2 $1 bets. 5-3 goes in the muck. My days are ruined. I had to root against my best hand. We've got to figure out a way for Scott to win this hand. And, okay, I owe Lacto and Bowden $1. Would y'all prefer Cash App? Next time y'all see me, tell me y'all bamboozled me out of $1, and I am officially $2 down on the night. So Josh moves all in with King 9. Basil has to make the call with King 6. He's looking for a pair, and it is not there. King 9 is going to play. King 6 is going to go in the muck. So Josh doubles up fully, and he now has $96 sitting in his stack. The old 9-6, but Basil's not phased, not hurt by that. Basil's still up $127. Double or nothing. Yeah, we'll do it again here in a little bit. We gotta make it a real bet. So let me put dollar to Lacto and $1 to Bowden. We'll keep this going, okay? Y'all got to give me a chance to break even. Yeah, so what are y'all's thoughts? Y'all think the Mavericks are going to be able to come back from a 3-0 deficit, or is the Celtics defense just entirely too strong for them this year? It's over. I agree with you, Hunter. No, sadly, I know. I was really hoping that Texas could have had that run this year with all the sports. You know, since the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl this year, the Mavericks could have won the NBA Finals. The Rangers could have somehow won the MLB. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I think we're down and out. Unfortunately, I am a Cowboys fan, and I feel like I'm at an AA meeting. My name's Charlie, and here, let's flip it around so y'all can see this. My name's Charlie, and unfortunately, I am a Cowboys fan. I am with them. I am with them thick and thin through all the losses. But this is our year. You heard it right here on KoJack's Live. Jack 10, the Basil setting in Jesus' hand. Basil would raise the crap out of that if he was in it. Alex setting with 77, and Sonny setting with Ace 9. West Texas heads up 3-way. Bowden. Oh, flop comes out, King 10-5. Jesus has got to be feeling pretty good with those 10s in this spot. It checks around to Alex. He checks, and Sonny, always Sonny at KoJack's, does make the check right along with that. A 4 on the turn. No help to anybody. Jesus does have a lock on it. Man, y'all both agree that the Cowboys won't make the playoffs this year? But I do have tickets. I will be going to watch them when they play the Lions. Got them from a good buddy of mine. And Me, my lady, and my little man, and my mama are going to watch them. And we got some really good seats to watch this year. So hopefully they can pull out some magic, just like Sonny did right here on the river with the ace on the river. He must have been reading up on that book by Barry Greenstein. And his ace on the river throws a $50 bet out there, and the 10 folded, the hand that I thought would make the call. Alex is looking to see if there's any way that this could be a busted flush, diamond flush, maybe a backdoor spade flush miss, but there's nothing. They're going to the playoffs. Okay, we got a bet coming right here. Hunter Pierce and Thomas Bowden have a bet. Are y'all going to do the dollar bet? The dollar bets are the best bets because everybody can afford to pay the dollar bet, and it's bragging rights. You make them sign it, and you stick it up in your man cave on the wall. Man, I think the Cowboys are going to mess around and make it to the Super Bowl this year. I'm going to go ahead and throw that out there live. It is 7:13 p.m. We are playing Charlie's 1-2 game here at KoJack's Poker Club, and Charlie just said it live. The Cowboys are going to the playoffs this year. About midway through the season, Dak Prescott is going to step aside, and I got some big rookie cards of Mr. Trey Lance, and he's going to step in. He's going to become the new Cowboys franchise quarterback, and he's going to lead the boys to the Super Bowl. So I got a dollar bet with Bowden. Let me go ahead and write this one down there. Dollar bet for the Super Bowl. And he said, let's go. Dollar for Bowden, Super Bowl. But here we go. Hand number 20. It moves around quick. Action is already flying around. We've got, I think, 7 players in the flop, and it's the pick your hand. I'm picking the 5-3 because we all know that is the best hand in poker, and it's always sunny at KoJack's has it. Flop comes out. I don't see any jacks. I don't see any 10s, and that's why 5-3 right there is the best hand in poker. No chance that Sonny bets this like it's the best hand, but I know. Hey, I can't even say they have Zeke back. You think 6-4 is better than 5-3? Not this hand. We're talking about this hand, Lacto. And the best hand goes into the muck. 5-3 is gone. And Josh, let's go a 9-6. And just like that, it is over, and Mr. Armstrong pulls in another hand. He is now up $160. So I would say it's safe to say, Lacto, that 6-4 is your favorite hand. What's your favorite hand, Bowden? What's your favorite hand, Hunter? Carter, what's your favorite hand? I want to hear these favorite hands. I have to go to Facebook real quick because I have to hit the translator app. Mr. Luis Ramos is testing me, and I have to see what that says right there. Ooh, I can open up the translate app and take a picture of this. 1 second. Camera, 9-7 suited, Hunter. Ooh, that's English to Japanese. We can't do that. So let's go Spanish to English. 1 second. This is how easy the world is with these smartphones. Oh, it's not translating it. Let's flip it. I can only. All right, what'd you say, Luis? I don't know. 9-7 suited for Hunter. Jack 9. Jack. You can only have one favorite hand, Bowden. Which one is it? The Jack 9 or the Jack 8? Knife to your throat. Which is the hand that you would play? Three-way action. Ace Jack. We actually got some big cards. King Queen and Queen 9. You don't really have a favorite? Well, it's good not to have a favorite because for some reason, us poker players, we become married to our favorite hands and we don't like to let them go just because we want to get that bluff in there with them and we end up losing more money. But see, look at this flop right here. I guess 6-4 would be a better hand, Lacto. You are right there. 6-4 would be the nuts. But Ace Jack does pull in another win. And the champ moves on up. The champ is your big winner so far. Let's pull this over on screen while we do look at this. We'll put it right over Chris Gwynn's head. And the champ is up $329. He is acting like a champ at the table. Mr. Eaton is hurting. He's down $312. Always Sunny at KoJack's is down 162. But on the flip side, Mike is up. Scott is up. Basil's up. Alex is up. 6-4. I know you get your bragging time that hand, but what you don't know, Lacto, is the turn card was 100% a 5. So the boat would have made it there. Definitely wish we could see that. That was the call. The Arby's is here. Who's got the meats? We got the meats, baby. You're rooting for Alex, so we've got team Alex. We've got three people that have said their team Alex. Who else are you rooting for in this chat? Who are you hoping wins big? Basil looks down at 55. He calls the raise from Coach with pocket twos. We might have a fun flop here. So we're gonna have eight-way action. Is this right? I mean, if you're calling two, you're calling all that. We've got two, four, six, eight players. And remember, players, we are 10-handed tonight at this table. We had such a want to play it. We are 10-handed, and eight of them have seen this flop. $100 sitting. $100 sitting in the pot, and Coach flops a set of ducks. I'm trying to see. Nobody's got spades. Nobody's got 4-5. Basil's got pocket fives. He's not going to let it go. Coach throws out $30. Alex all the way today. And action's now on Josh. He's got Jack 10. He's got the Basil. There's not 5, 6, 4 still above. Yes, you are correct. You are correct. So Coach throws out $30. Basil is thinking about it. He is going to make the call. And ladies and gentlemen, look at this. Arby's has officially made its way to the table. Who's got the beef? We got the beef. And I turned the camera off so you can come stand right here with me. She did not want to be on camera. She did not. Oh, you can't see her. Oh, there she is. She came to say hello to me today. But here we go. Three-way action. Ace Jack. Look at that. What's that about 6-4 now, Lacto? 5-3 would already been there. But Sonny does have that back door for the spade draw. There are three spades on the board. Sonny does have the jack high spade, so if one more spade does come, then Sonny is sitting with the nuts. But Coach has a set of deuces. He's looking for a paired board now. Basil, though, leads out with his straight $100. Coach needs a paired card. He did flop a set there, and here we go. Sonny made the call with the. He's looking for a 5 for the same straight as Basil. That's hard for Coach to call in this point. He has the set, but he's got to be worried that somebody has the flush. So this is going to be the official largest hand of the night so far. There's going to be $488, almost $500 in this. Sonny's looking for a diamond or a 5. Basil's looking for nothing, and Coach is looking for a 3, 4, 6, or 2. And a 9 blank on the river. Coach's set of twos is no good. Basil now has the straight. Sonny has nothing but ace high. And Basil, I think, said all in. Yes, he did. He was putting his white chips out there. So he says all in. That is a $135 bet. Coach does not have much behind, and he does let it go. The graphics shows Coach has $32 behind, but in actuality, he has about $140, so it's about $90 off. So we're gonna, as this pot's pushed over, we're gonna let you take a peek at that calendar, and we're gonna take a quick break, so I can walk her out real fast. Told you, Basil wins this hand. You are correct. All right, we are back to action, and not many chips moved around that hand, except Scott's starting to build a wall. And I'm going to give you a preview of something. That wall is going to get bigger. I saw it firsthand. Don't tell anybody that I told you that, though. So moving on around to hand number 24, and as you can see, Mr. Logan has been quiet tonight. He's down $106, and he looks down at one of the better starting hands in poker pre-flop. That's not a pair. He looks down at Ace King. Scott calls from behind with 10-9. Jesus looks down at the lacto. That's what we shall call the 6-4 from here on out, and he makes the call. He's given Lacto a little action in there. Coach looks down at King 7. He's going to go ahead and complete. Mike completes. So here we go. And the champ completes. So we're going to have six-way action going to the flop. A lot of cards out there. Some connected, no suited. Flop comes. This just gives Lacto all the reason in the world to talk about 6-4. So Coach picks up top pair with the 7s. Lacto's got that, or sorry, not Lacto. Jesus has that 6-4 with the open-ended straight draw. Champ's got a pair of 5s. Scott doesn't have much. He's got runner. Nothing's funner, though. Coach looks down. He's going to have to make this call of the $7. You know it's even better than one beef and cheddar? Two beef and cheddars, and that's what's inside this bag. So Jesus, with the Lacto, the 6-4, has 13 outs in this hand. Any 6, any 4, any 8, any 3. Of those 13 outs, there's only, sorry, some of those went away. Now there's only 10 outs and one remains, and that is, or sorry, one is gone. The 3 of hearts is out of play. So Coach he's putting max pressure on him, bets 30, and Jesus makes that call real quick. He's telling him $5 more, not those 2. Final card coming on the river, $156 in the pot. The 2 of hearts, that's a hard card for Coach to bet, but he's going to have to, he does everything opposite. And it does go check. Jesus did miss a bet right there. He could have thrown a huge bet on the river, and I think he could have possibly have won that. Sorry, I was taking a quick bite, and I just looked, and we've got a massive pot growing here. Excuse me for that. Pocket deuces, pocket tens, all in. Scott, ace, jack, coach, 6-7. Champ's got king 8. That's going to be the only hand that's going to go inside the muck on this hand. So we are down to 4 players. 2 players are all in. 2 players do have action on the side. Scott versus coach. Ace, jack, 7-6 suited. Pocket deuces, pocket tens. Are you ready for the flop? So the main pots are locked. Any further action will be on the outside pot. Flop comes out. Queen 6-3. Action's first on Scott. He looks over at coach, glares, and they both go check, check. Turn card comes out. 5 of hearts. Sonny's got the big heart. Check, check once again. And a river card jack puts the check mark on Scott. And $259. That's why I saw the wall growing. All cards must be face up. Actually, no cards have to be face up. Basil did fold 10 ace jack. Let's go Scott now. Starting to look real pretty. $320 up, has $711 in his stack. And seat number 5 and seat number 10 are both now empty. And which means we will be bringing players in. So seats are open. We've got a table running on the outside, and action will continue. Mr. Logan calls the $1, $2 coming around the table, and Scott says, let's make it just a little bit more. I'm looking down at my 5 deuce. Maybe he thinks that's the Charlie, the 5-3. Unfortunately, it's not. That is what's called the Chris Gwynn, the dealer sitting at the table. That's his favorite hand. So 5-3 raises up to $16. He's truly hoping that it's the 5-3. 5-3 trumps 5-2 all day long. But as you progress through the night in the 1-2 tables here, players tend to get a little bit looser. They like to make calls. They like to make cards happen. And here we go. 5 players to the flop. $82 setting up for grabs. Flop comes out 10 of spades, 9 of spades, 3 of hearts. 10, 9, 3. Nobody got nothing. And that is what we call in the major leagues. What about 5-4? That's what we call in the major leagues an ultimate strikeout. And Scott's gonna lead out with 5-2, and Mr. Logan with 2 overs is gonna make the call. That may put some brakes on Scott. Oh, the champ called with ace-8, looking for some backdoor action. And that's the action that he was looking for. A spade to give him 4 to the flush, and the 7 giving him open-ended straight draw. So he is not going anywhere now. And Scott does not let off on the brakes. He is running hot. He throws out $25 and only makes the champ holler. Brad is now in the bullpen as we are heads up. And the river card is a king, and with that, the champ only has ace high. If Scott doesn't give up here, look at this. Look at this. Scott is reaching for more chips, throws out 50. I like this. Scott is getting frisky, and the champ is not going to be able to call that. Look at this. Look at this. Is he going to show it? Is he going to show it? Oh, it's going in the muck. She gone, ladies and gentlemen. That's the applause bluff of the night. And he flips over 5-3. And did you see Brad Logan look down at that 52? And the dealer is smiling because that is his favorite hand. So we'll go ahead and give one more round of applause to Bad Bluffin' Scott. Sneaky, I can't think of an S there. Sneaky Sliding Scott. I don't know if you got a nickname for Mr. Armstrong. Go ahead and toss it in the chat. We will like to call him, and that looks like Zeke setting in. Ezekiel setting in seat number 5 right there, and that 100% is Zeke. And once again, thank you all for joining us out tonight at KoJack's. What you see is you're going to see. Oh, no, you can't. I'm blocking him right perfectly. Mr. Jeff is in the room. And every time I move, whoo, there he is right there. But he is in the room. He brought me some sports cards to look at tonight. He is joining us on the live stream. I'm trying to get him to join us in here and talking. But you are watching the Charlie's 1-2 live stream game. The original Egghead with the glasses sitting here coming to you live from KoJack's. It is Thursday night. Are you having some fun? Heads up, going to the river, and just like that, the check mark is easy to get on Jesus when you river, not what Carter said is a set. It is trips. He rivers trips, and he's counting out chips to bet, but the only problem is Champ cannot make this call with just a pair of 4s. He may have been good on the flop, but he knows by the turn in the river with fire, $167 already in the pot, and then you're gonna add 65 more dollars on top of that. That puts 235, 232. That he can't make that call. But although Scott did show the bluff last hand, so there may be a way. Hey, 6-4 right here, Lacto. There's another one. The weatherman is on a vacation, man. He is taking some time off to spend with his beautiful bride, and he will be back sooner or later than sooner, or somewhere around that. Hey, that guy in that blue striped shirt, that guy's a good-looking man right there. Would you agree? Everything's 15 minutes in the dark. So the champ is not believing this story, though. It looks more like a busted flush draw. If he was looking that he was drawn for the straight, the 6 is a great possibility to get there. But busted flush draw or not, trip 6 is a beautiful hand, and a nice pot heads over to Jesus. I think that's one of the first ones that he has won today. That does put him only $35 in the downness. And I'm building a wall. Scott Armstrong throws out his dollar big blind. But look at this. Right behind Scott Armstrong, Scott's got $831 sitting in his stack. Right behind him, Basil's got $655 in his stack. They are both sitting pretty. So if you look at this, sitting in seat number 6, Scott, $831, up $440. Basil, $655, up $458. It is a good looking time to be alive and playing poker.
Hey, this is Chris. Look at me. I can deal and commentate at the same time. How you like that? All right, we got Coach coming in with ace deuce suited. Oh, look at that. Champ's got clubs too. I bet clubs aren't coming.
What's the ticket price on it?
So these are the 3 big ones.
Logan folds.
And if you don't want them, I'll keep it.
Scott folds.
I'll buy this one right now.
King Queen is very tempting. Going to come along as well as the 6-7 with Jesus.
Cash is better, isn't it?
Basil check.
Oh my gosh.
Check.
How much?
Coach leads out.
Gas money.
Champ with the 4 is going to think about it.
I'm about to
And he'll
sell
call.
my live stream for 300.
I don't blame you. If they won 1 or 2 games, I was selling it this week.
I want this one too, but I don't have any cash.
Basil says, nope, that's not a good one for King Queen. Jesus is out with the 6-7.
What do you prefer, Venmo or?
Heads up with clubs.
Sell, but I don't really care. It's all the same. Just like Zelle, because it goes right to your account. All the other ones you gotta wait or pay a penalty. So, whatever works for you, I don't care. Or if you'd rather keep cash on you.
That's a check. And we've got the 8 of hearts coming in. Not really going to change much. Coach says no thanks. And Champ says, I'll just take what's in the pot, thanks.
Watch Dallas come back and win the next 4 games.
That's all right.
Then I'll sell that card for 1,000.
Yep. It's not a rookie, but it's still a nice card.
Mm-hmm.
Really wish we could bring you guys some of this table chatter. Those guys are having a pretty good time out there at the table.
Oh, I already paid you? Oh, no.
No.
How much?
The sticker was $250. You tell me. And would you keep this as a 10 in SGC, or would you? I know the sweaters are hard to grade, so you might as well keep it. But I'm crazy.
Is that good?
Okay, Mike with the 2-3 suited. Says, yep, I'm going to see this one. Coach says, I'm out with the 9-5 suited.
$407. I'm good with it. Oh,
Champ. Champ at one point said that he was hoping for about an 88 VPIP, so he is staying true to that with the ace deuce. Got some folds.
Good. And then you sent to. Was that for that or that?
That
Okay. That's fine. Like I said, you can have it. That's all $1 and stuff. And honestly, most of the shit, like that stuff's all a little bit more. This was a little bit more. Obviously, this, but all this other shit, it's just like common cards. That's numbered, but it's nothing special.
So these guys came out here to have a good time today.
All that stuff, common. Yeah, that's fine. And then if you want any of that,
don't get rid of this one yet.
no, I won't. If anything, I
Checks around.
That was his rookie.
No, it's interstellar, it's numbered, but I just like the look of the card.
This one.
Yeah.
Logan says, I think my top pair, top kicker might be good,
Would you call it the tuxedo?
even if the back door closed.
It's racist.
Zeke says, I got none of that. Not drawing to an inside straight.
That was like $50.
Folds around. Logan gets to take one down.
Call it $5 or $10, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not overly crazy, but
Don't get rid of this one. Don't get rid of this one. Don't get rid of that one.
everything else hold.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll keep all those with you in mind. You can have all the cheap stuff.
How much was this one?
250-ish sticker. I traded one of my Embiid 05s that I had 2 of to get that, the Luka, and Champ Bailey on card auto numbered. Take it easy. The hole still be here. I told you I'd hold it for you.
Okay, fine.
I mean, by all means, take it if you want it, but
Hold
you don't have to.
Hold it. I will wouldn't.
Hold all this.
I will when I was trying to sit down.
That's all you two.
This is on me?
Yeah.
Here we go. Coach getting out of the way with the 8-6. Champ says 5-4 looks good to me.
I won't get rid of
Logan
it.
says I'm out with the 9-7. Zeke says King 5 suited is strong enough, so we'll go ahead and stick around. Scott thinks about it for a second with a 5-4 and he says, yeah, why not? Basil throws away the Jack 3. Jesus is going to stick around with the King 6 suited.
You sure don't want to hang around the commentator?
Nah, I gotta work to make money. I haven't worked in like a month. Good seeing you guys out. Take care.
Love you.
And we're off to a flop. Jack 3-8. And the 7 of clubs. Jesus says, you know what? It's checked around twice. We'll see if maybe we can just take this one down. Champ says, I'm not quite ready to go away just yet. That 6 might come. You never know. Scott says pretty much the same thing. And it's the 2. See Ezekiel getting up there. He's not actually leaving the table. He's just moving around to seat 2, taking coach's spot. Nobody was happy with their hand. Everybody's just a little ashamed to show. Jesus went ahead and flipped his cards up, and everybody else mucked. There we go. At this point, there was just a little bit of confusion about where the button was supposed to be. Talked about it for a little bit. Figured out where it was right where it was supposed to be. Button's good. Yep, we're good. Trying to figure out if Ezekiel's supposed to be the big blind. Yeah, he is. You can come into the big blind. It's okay. Yep, good to go. And here we go. Champ says, I think I'll go ahead and raise it up with these 2 kings. Logan says, ace deuce suited isn't good enough. We got a bunch of folds. Alex says, you know what? I think I like the Jack 9. We'll see what happens. And Zeke says, we can see a flop with Queen 10 suited. Nobody improves, but Champ didn't need to. He leads out. Alex is thinking about his 2 overs, but nah, it's not worth it. Zeke gets out of the way. Kings take it down. Got to show them off when you got them.
All right, Mr. Chris.
All right, you actually got Charlie coming back, so you'll get to have a little more excitement. Here you go.
I came back at the perfect time. As you can see, Chris is leaving the booth and he's leaving the table at the same time. So did we just see into the future or did we see into the past? So once again, if you're joining us online, thank you for giving me a quick chance to eat. I knocked out 2 birds, 1 stone. You are watching the Charlies right there. Ooh. Right there. You're watching the Charlies 1-2 No Limit Hold'em live game. It starts every Thursday this month at 6 p.m. It's going to run a couple hours. 6 to 8 p.m. to be exact. But look, I got something new. Let's go ahead and flip this around this way and show you the commentator view. I got something new. Hunter, you still watching? I got something new. Oh, I got a CD Lamb player book Origins, and I got the old Luca. Hopefully they can come back from that 3-0 deficit. That's what we were talking about earlier. Oh, you're good. Misspeeded your name. That's all right, my baby. Chris does look exactly like Lacto. Chris does look like ZZ Top. Did you see that comment? I did. He does look like he plays a little guitar for ZZ Top. So I got some new cards. I don't know about you guys, but I'll go ahead and put this card up for sale right now. Anybody looking? Anybody a buyer? Little Luca. I know they're about to get crushed in the finals. I got. This is actually probably going to go to my mama. This is CD. And this one will go to Ryan. So both of them are spoken for, so we can't sell them. So we are back to action. 4-3, offsuit 10-9, king 9. 2 players pick up middle pair. We're already on hand number 32, number 32. And Scott makes that call. He's looking for the deuce for the wheel. Little deuce ball. He is running hot, though. There are, oh, hey, by the way, if you're looking for an open seat, there are a couple open seats right now. So we got 5 on the button running out on the floor. We got 1, 2 here. If you're ready to play some poker, KoJack's is popping, baby. It's TTG. Time to go play some poker. Mike's going to let him go. His 10-9's in the muck. He knows it's no good after a bet and a call and wow, he knows it's exceptionally not good after a raise to $75 by Alex. Alex knew what he was doing right there. He's played this game once or twice. He knows how to put the pressure, max pressure. Got Robert joining us in the box. Basil's sitting with Superman now holding a $5 chip. If he keeps winning more and more, he'll be holding a $25 chip. And you're correct, Basil. Damn it, boy. So as that's moving around, I'm going to go ahead and flip back over to our calendar and let you know a little bit more about this 1-hour cash game tournament coming this weekend. This flyer's a little late. It says no late entry. We are now going to allow entry through the first level, the first 20 minutes. So you can be late to it now, but it's still, remember, it's a 1-hour tournament. You want to be seated as long as humanly possible in that tournament to take advantage and win as many chips as you can. 3 levels of blinds, $1, $2 for 20 minutes, $1, $3 for 20 minutes, and $2, $5 for 20 minutes. At the end of that hour, however many players are left is however many players get to keep the rest of the chips they have. That begins Sunday at 3 p.m. The second one starts Sunday at 4:15, and the third one is Sunday at 5:30 p.m. I'm going to flip back over here because Run Hot Scott, I like that name right there. You see what I did, Hunter? Run Hot Scott flops a set of 6s. Zeke's King 4's got no hope. Scott's going to try to throw some money out there and get anything. He could have thrown $1 out there, and that same result would have happened. So Run Hot Scott is now up $400. $785 in his stack. He lost a little bit last hand, but he is still running pure. It's always good to run pure at the poker table. But once, yeah, Luckbox Scott. I like that. Run Hot Scott and Luckbox Scott. So let's look back at this. Saturday at 3 p.m., if you boys are done with your golfing time, it is the $3,000 guaranteed bounty tournament. Last week had total prize pool of $6,000, a little over $6,000, $1,800 in bounties, and $4,920 or $980, or $4,820, something like that. Almost $5,000 in the prize pool. So it is getting crazy at KoJack's. The tournaments are getting bigger. I know a bunch of you guys are about to head out to Vegas, so we wish you the best of luck. But how many entrants for the bounty? I want to say we had 20-something last week. It was pretty crazy. It is a re-entry tournament, Lacto. So if you do bust, you can re-enter as a new new player. It's not a rebuy tournament. How our Monday free roll, our 2K free roll, is a rebuy tournament, and our $60 bomb pot is a rebuy tournament. So it is not like that. It is a re-entry tournament, so you have to come back in as a new player. Flop comes out 7-6-5 with 5 players. 7-6-5. Champ's looking for a 9 gutter, but Alex is wicked out in the lead with his queen 6. Yeah, it is a good prize pool, but Lacto, the thing that's crazy that Hunter can actually tell you, those bounty chips is where the money is in that, because every player you knock out, you get their bounty chip. One of their bounty chips, if they have multiple. Each one of those bounty chips is worth a $50 bill. So Alex was in the lead with a 7 on the flop, pair of 7s on the flop, but now the champ has taken the lead with his black and yellow. I wonder if he's a Steelers fan. River card 6 gives the check mark to the champ, and they both go check, check. Like you know who he is. The champ is going to flip over 10, 8, and 8s and 6s with a 10 kicker is going to be enough to pull in 75 newfound dollars into his stack. Mama needs a new pair of shoes. We were missing Cole this week. Team Cole is not in the house. I think he finished up his job here, and he headed back up to Oklahoma. I don't know if he works at the City Body Wrecker out there in Hugo, Oklahoma, but he is definitely spending some well-deserved time with his mama and his pops out there. Always a good time when your family's out there. But the wall of Scott is continuing to grow right next to the mountain of Basil. And we see where all the chips are starting to fall tonight. I wish we had somebody else in this booth, because I'd go take them all from them. That's right. You heard that. I would take them all. 9-3, 10-9 in the muck, 55. We've seen a lot of pocket 5s. Sometimes, Lacto, they play in the live stream room. Sometimes they move out to the outside table. Everybody kind of likes to be in that private room. Good gosh, Lacto, 6'4". You're just going to pound it into me tonight, aren't you? The pair of 6s by the champ takes the lead, $10 bet, and Alex does make the call. Turn card an 8. Now Alex is guttered to the 7. And it's going to go bet 10 call. Champ is milking it for everything it is, but now he's no longer milking it. Look how good that 6-4. You are correct. 6-4 is owning the stream right now. 5-3 is not a good look for this table tonight. And the champ flips over king 6, and trip 6s is the winner tonight on hand number 35. The champ is continuously growing. He is now $338. So the money is progressively moving into seat number 3, seat number 6, and seat number 7. It's time for these other players to make a move. But I gotta change this. If you know anybody that is a dealer, a cage, or a brush, wait staff, anything, KoJack's is growing, and we are looking for the best of the best to join our staff. And if you are the best of the best, that makes me think of that movie Major Payne, Best of the Best, sir. If you are the best of the best, apply at send your resume in to resume@KoJacksPokerClub.com, or you can head on in here and find Kelly. She's the manager here at KoJack's, and hand her your application, and it's time to start making some money KoJack style. Plus, if you're an employee, you get free membership here. You applied. All right, that's what I'm talking about, baby. I'm going to make her go look for it. Flop comes out, ace, 7, ace, and believe it or not, 6 players in the hand. Nobody has an ace. Champ has a 7. I almost got away with that. $5 bet. Basil looks at his sticks, looks at his chips, and says, "Man, that's too much." Lets it go, and nobody's going to be able to make that call. Nobody with an ace, nobody else with a 7, nobody with spades, nobody with a big bluff there. So the button moves on around, sitting in seat number Basil. We'll call it lime green with the big smile on his bandana. You got to appreciate Basil. I don't know how many of you in the chat know him. I've known him for 23 years now. Met him when I turned 21 years old. When I was at the bar for my 21st birthday, he bought me my first beer, and I've been his friend ever since. And I'd like to say he's been my friend. He's just a GGTK, good guy to know. You and Alex both applied. Well, I'll make sure Kelly knows about it and moves those applications and takes a look at you. Moving on onto this hand, Champ looks down at 97 suited clubs. B. Logan tosses 2 clubs, 10-4. Roger that. Good buddy. Yeah, I'll remind her of it. Scott looks down at the K9, the German Shepherd. Basil lets go, Queen 4. Jesus picks up a real hand, King Queen, and raises it up, 3-bets it to $21. But the real hand makes its grand entrance, just like a lady, always late. I'm just kidding. It looks like it. Oh, he's not going to. Oh, yes, he just calls. All right, in the chat, do you think. Yes, Basil bought me my first beer. Hey, do you think calling with pocket jacks right there is a good move or a bad move? I want to hear in the chat what y'all think about that, because I know what I would have wanted to do, but I'm not sure, because if a king, queen, or ace comes on the board, you're handcuffed with the jacks. You really want to isolate it, especially you want to be against 2 players instead of 3 or 4 or 5. Sometimes here at KoJack's. So we have 3 players. We are to the flop. And it looks like there's an ace on the flop, and that stopped all the betting. But this is going to open the door back up for both Jesus and Alex and Champ. Alex does not want to make trip jacks. That's going to complete Champ's jack high 7 to jack straight. He does not want to make a set because Jesus will make the king high straight draw. And, I mean, that's the best card he could look for right there. Something to pair the board, and it's going to go check all the way around. And cards are going to be flipped over. We're going to see the pocket jacks, and Jesus is going to say, man, got a 3-bet pretty big there. Yeah, well, see, Bowden, Scott 3-bet with, or not Scott, Jesus 3-bet with King Queen to $21. And in the big, and that was from the small blind position, the big blind, Alex, he looked down at jacks, and I almost want to see a 4-bet right there. Or shove all in and just win the hand. The only thing you're going to get called by there is pocket kings, pocket aces, pocket queens. You're not going to get a call by ace queen there. They know that you've got a big pair at that point. But in this instance, it was good enough. It was good to make the call and play devil's advocate and let the cards do the work there. And he did get the win. So Button moves on around, seat number 9. We've got 2 seats open in this. We have players paged, but if you're setting, no, he was just the last caller. Zeke looks down, setting in seat number deuce with ace queen. We call it ace quisha, and he does the normal 3-bet, 3x. I'm sorry, not normal 3-bet, normal opening bet 3x to $6. Scott looks down at ace 9 and makes the call. Excuse me. I know it says Basil called there, but Basil did not call. He's not at the table. Excuse me, I do have the hiccups. Jesus makes the call with queen 9. Alex, we've seen pocket 5s traveling around the table today. This has to be the 5th or the 6th time that we've seen the pocket 5s. Basil's going to remember it, Lacto. Basil's going to remember it. So we've got a 3-bet by Alex. He didn't 4-bet those jacks, but he sure as hell is 3-betting these 5s, raises it up to $36, and that's going to end the hand, and he's going to show him. He's going to say, look, I had pocket jacks last hand, look back up, see pocket 5s this hand, going to raise it up, and I'm going to win not only the chips, but the button, best position this hand. So we are on hand number 38. As you can see right there, I was showing Scott those 2 cards. Scott's not a collector, but he is an enthusiast, and I was showing him those cards, and he was saying that Luca's a pretty sweet looking card. So once again, thanks for everybody joining us out tonight. Man, look at that guy in that blue shirt. Good looking man. Scott's going to look down at ace 7 offsuit, and he is under the gun now, +2. And he's probably going to make this call. He's got plenty of chips in front of him. Basil, queen 3, he's not even interested. He's got a mountain of chips in front of him. He's going to let it go. Jesus is gone from the hand. No, Jesus called the deuce with king deuce. Alex is going to raise it up again. He is run hot. Alex now raising up all these hands. King, queen suited. Now he's going to get a call from both Scott and Champ, I'm pretty sure. Yep, Jesus is gone for the night. Yeah, no, no, no. The guy that walked up to the table that was showing those sports cards a while ago, Lacto, that was me. We're talking about the guy right here. I was showing Scott these two cards right there. Whoop, I guess showing Scott these two cards right here, letting him see the new things in my collection, and that was my blue shirt. 4 players to the flop. 3 players to the flop. Excuse me. 3 players to the flop. 8 deuce deuce 5. 8 deuce deuce 5. Jesus folded that king deuce. That king deuce is not in the hand. It was just missed pre-flop. Wow. Jesus is going to be kicking himself. Oh, this guy. I know, huh? Trying to see what's going on here. The graphics is stuck because our graphics coordinator called the wrong hand there. And she's just kind of sitting back there shaking her hand saying, I know, I know. And now I got to give her a hard time. She's allowed one mistake every 3 hours. So there we go. We got that hand out of there. Now we are three-way action, which we were all together. King, queen, ace 4, ace 7. Flop comes out, deuce, deuce, 5. Did Robert Pre put out the turn there? Is that what that was? Okay. So that 8 is not going to be coming. We're gonna be shuffling that 8 back in. Oh no, just kidding. Just kidding. I lied. The 8 was officially out. We were getting the graphics right is why he pulled the 8 down so the board reader could read the cards. And a 5 on the river. The ace high has the check mark, and cards are flipped, cards are mucked, and that pot is pushed on over to the champ. The champ is now up almost $400. That puts us 3 players. It's got big stacks of chips in front of them. So we've got about 15 minutes left on the live. It's been fun tonight. I hope you guys have enjoyed the BS talk and the great poker talk. You know, I love doing this. I do it for you guys so you guys can be entertained. And hopefully one day, maybe next Thursday, we can get another commentator in here and I can go play and I can show y'all how to play that 5-3. I'll probably lose $900 showing you how to play that 5-3, but I'm still going to play it like I love it, like the hand it is. Scott looks down, hand number 40, Queen 7 offsuit. Basil looks down, or sorry, offsuit, suited. Basil looks down at Queen 6 offsuit, and that goes in the muck. Flop comes out, King 10-4, all diamonds. The only diamond is in seat number 1, the dealer, Mike's hand. And everybody else, Alex flops middle pair, the champ flops top pair. Everybody else is kind of chasing. Another Jack 10 goes in the muck. He lets it go. That is right, Lacto. Every time I play poker and I bet on the river and I win, everybody says, what you got, 5-3? And I'll show them. Most of the time, I probably do have 5-3, though. I bluff a lot. That's why I'm sitting in here and not playing out there. So we've got a pair of 10s versus a pair of kings, and that river card is going to do it. It's going to give the check mark to the champ. I think it's a king. It may be a jack. It looks like a king, though. The champ throws out $12, and let's see if, yep, it is a king. Let's see if Alex can make the call. Does he believe? It's always hard to believe it when there's 2 of them sitting out there on the table because there's only 2 left in the deck. What's the odds truly of them holding one? That's where your head goes. And he's trying to calculate it. Alex is $52 up after that call. He is, and he that was a crying call. That was a call that you had to make just in case they're bluffing. But at that point, is your kicker really good enough to play? And in that case, even if he'd had, you know, king, or can't say king, if he'd had queen 10 or something along those lines right there, it still would not have been good enough to play. So shuffling up, and we've got about 12 minutes left in the live stream. I did want to say it's been a pleasure tonight to come to you live from KoJack's. Once again, we do have some fun stuff happening this month. Every Monday in the month of what month are we in? June. I just have to look at the top of the calendar. Every Monday in the month of June, we have a $2,000 guaranteed free roll. We had almost 50 players in it this last week. Every Wednesday in the month of June, we've got the $60 bomb pot. Yesterday, it had $3,900 in the prize pool. Every Thursday in the month of June, you've got this AK right here coming to you live with my 1-2 game, live stream from KoJack's. It's going to be a blast. It runs from 6 to 8, but the game goes till late at night. And then every Saturday for the remainder of the month, we have the $3,000 guaranteed bounty tournament. And I'm going to go ahead and flip back over to the game just because pocket fives are in someone else's hand today. This hand. This is maybe the 7th or 8th time pocket fives and pocket threes. Lacto, you see that? Pocket fives and pocket threes. It's telling you what the best hand in poker is. You see it? I see it. Basil looks down at king, queen, Scott, king 7 suited, and the champ's going to make the call just because he's $400 up. So $57 in the pot, 5-way action, and the flop comes out king, jack, 4. No help for the 5 and no help for the 3. Lacto is correct. No 5, no 3 coming. Basil's not going to slow play his king, queen. He throws out $27. Those pocket threes go into the muck, and I'm sure the pocket fives are going into the muck right along with it, considering the fact there's 2 overcards, and the champ's queen 3 is in the muck. Scott's probably going to make this call. He knows Basil has a king at this point. He just wants to see if he can hit a diamond or a 7 on the turn. Basil's going to keep the turn bet right around $30. So, oh, geez, that's what happens when you're run hot Scott, Hunter. You see this? Run hot Scott. Basil throws in $55. Scott instant calls him with his 2 pair. Basil looking for a jack or a queen and a 6 on the river. Basil's going to check this. And Scott grabbed a buck and a squirt. That's $125. $125. Basil can't make this call. He knows at this point he's beat. We've got our lapels working. We're probably going to try to institute them next Thursday. I would love to hear you say, or I would love to let y'all hear Basil. Man, poker's so sick, dog. You got 2 pair. Basil's probably calling out his hands. And did you see Scott open his eyes a while ago? And he's like, man, he probably just called my hand. Oh, by the way, Lacto, 5-3 would have been the nuts right here, just so you know. Basil, I don't think there's $346 in the pot, $125. It's essentially 4 to 1 on his money when he makes this call. Look how confident. Okay, when you're sitting at the poker table and someone makes a bet and they turn around and take a bite of their food and they cautiously wipe their fingers and their mouth off, and look at that, Basil hasn't folded yet. And now he folds. Scott pulls in that 125 he bet, plus the 346 that was in the pot. And yes, you are right. You are correct. And 5-3 would have been the not the absolute. 5-8 would have been the nuts on that one. But 5-3 was the nuts because we're playing the 5-3-6-4 game. And don't forget, I have a $1 bet. Let me see. I owe Lacto $1. I got a $1 bet. I owe Bowden $1, but I got a $1 bet with Bowden for the Super Bowl that the Cowboys make it to the Super Bowl. I make some stupid bet like that every year, and I always end up owing everybody that I do that to. But my max bet that I like to make is, look at this, pocket fives for Basil. This has to be the 8th or 9th time these pocket fives have paraded around the table, and it's been different ones every single hand. That is insane. And Basil doesn't elect to get frisky. He only calls it. 6-3, ace deuce, ace 7, king 7 suited. I have a feeling everybody's going to come along this one. Champ looks down at 92. He'll probably come along just because everybody else is. Nope. He says 9-2 is not in my range. I have an ace up my sleeve. Let's do double or nothing so you can get your $1 back. All right. Double or nothing that 5-3 wins this hand. There is no 5-3 out there, but double or nothing. Wow, I'm putting myself up there because there's 2 5s out there. But I'll even go with those odds. Double or nothing that 5-3 wins this hand. And I'm at way disadvantage. 6 out there. There's a 3, 2, 1. It's going to be hard. So here we go. We got 2x or nothing. I have to keep these notes so I have it. So there's a little raise. Ace 7 raises it up to $8, and I think everybody that was in for 2, I don't see them going anywhere for 6 more. And that's how the pots escalate so fast here at KoJack's. Bet, by the way, Lacto 5-3 wins this hand. Come on, baby. Oh, we're looking good. And not only did 5-3 win this hand, pocket 5s. So that's a loss for me. 5s full of 4s wins. So, all right, I owe you $2 now. Next time I see you, call me out and I will hand it to you. Ace 8 or Ace 7 continues right there. Bowden, too late, Bowden. Too late. I didn't see it till just now. He says 6-4 is winning. No, 6-4 can't. Well, okay, so just in between our hands. So 5-3 or 6-4. Oh, shoot, I have to hit the case 5, don't I? However, I'm oohing and awing. So we've got a bet of 11 by Alex with 6-3 with the open-ended. We've got a call with Ace 7. Not really sure about that play from Zeke. Basil is going to make this call. He doesn't want to raise here and run off his pot suppliers. I know I didn't see. Okay, I'll give it to you. So me and Bowden are double or nothing. He's going to win $2 from me on this one because 5s full of 4s is going to win. Ooh, Scott is chowing down. It looks like on some Chick-fil-A. And the check mark is on seat number Basil. And just like that, 5s full of 4s wins the hand. 6s and 4s wins Lacto's double or nothing bet. I owe him $2 and I owe Bowden $2. So we've got a bluff coming here. Basil leads out with $21. Alex tries to make a move, but he picks the absolute wrong time. What do y'all think of this? What do y'all think of this? He makes a move at the wrong time. And Basil's about to come over the top. Basil would be sick if Alex had pocket kings or pocket jacks. Hey, you got to take that $2 and put it on midnight on craps. It pays 31. That could be 60. Basil doing a lot of calculation right here, and I think he does almost just a min raise back. So Alex raises it to 102. It looks like Basil raises it to around 120, 132. 152. But little did he know, Alex was just he was lying. He was trying to steal that pot, not thinking Basil had anything, and you can tell by that laugh right there that he got caught. He says, "Man, I got caught." His hand is in the cookie jar, and it's oh, that would be so sick. That would be so sick, Bowden. And he does let it go. And Basil's chip count being up $457 is sitting nice. Scott right next to him, $473 up. And we've got just about 3 more hands on the live stream. So let's have a good time. Let's go out with a bang. Once again, KoJack's is hiring. If you know anybody that has a great attitude, great mindset, self-motivator, anything like the staff that we have up here, have them send their resume to resume@kojackspokerclub.com or come in and play in person. Come find Kelly, come find Charlie, come find anybody here, and we will take that application for you. You are watching my 1-2 game sitting. It's so hard to point at that. My 1-2 game sitting right there. The Egghead himself, only half the Egghead group. The other half is somewhere else at another poker club, making the wheels roll good. So we've got 2 hands left on the live stream, and it's going to be a good one because every time we tell them the hands are coming to an end, they always like to get the chips in there. Alex got caught with his hand in the cookie jar last hand. Let's see how he reacts to this. Looks down at Acey Deucey. Aces and deuces. Deuces never loses. Except when you pass someone else all your chips and your hand is mucked, then they are a loser. So Alex, I don't know if it's red hot Alex right now. I don't know if he's trying to create action or if he's trying to get some of his chips back from Basil. He raises up with Acey Deucey to $18. Ace 4 makes the call. Actions on Basil. Basil is tight as a Boy Scout's knot. I mean, there's no untying those chips once you put them in Basil's stack. Is that a thing, tighter than a Boy Scout's knot? Chris is an Eagle Scout. That's why I'm looking at him asking that. Yeah, I mean, Yeah, Boy Scouts can tie some pretty tight knots. Flop comes out 8, Jack 5. Nothing for anybody. I would really like to see Alex continue here. Jesus checks, and Alex checks. That opens the door for the champ, but the champ says, "Not in my house." A 4 on the turn gives champ now the only pair on the board. However, Jesus is looking for a 7. Alex is looking for a 3. And he leads out $8, 18 pre-flop to $8 there. I like the downsize, but you would really want to make that downsize bet if you wanted somebody to call. He really didn't want any calls there. And a deuce on the river gives him a pair of deuces, but it's trumped by the pair of 4s sitting in the champ's hand. But it's hard to bet with a pair of 2s. It's hard to bet with a pair of 4s. It's hard to call with a pair of 2s and a pair of 4s. $81 in the pot. Nobody wanted it, so it's going to go check, check, check. And Mr. Pittsburgh Steelers himself, I don't know if he really likes the Steelers, but he loves black and yellow. He pulls in 55 extra dollars. Bald is beautiful. You are dang right, Bowden. The best of us are bald, aren't we? That's because all the work goes into the gym, right? We get extra testosterone there. Just kidding, or am I? So we are on hand number 43, and this is going to be the last hand of the night for the live stream. We'll flip it around. We'll say our thank yous. We'll say our good night. Sleep tight and don't let the bed bugs bite. And so I'm going to give you, just as this hand starts, where we're standing right now. Mike started the game with $300. He's got 15 extra in his stack, so he's up 15. Zeke is down $90, started with 200. Champ his chip stack is off. That should read 650. But he is up quite a bit. He's up $350. B. Logan is at 137. He has had a rough run tonight. When he got the cards, he did not get the callers. The story tonight's really been Scott and Basil. They have amassed mountains of chips over on their side. Scott's got about $853, up $472. Basil's got $651, which is truly, he has $751 because he sat down with $300. So that puts him up $455. Jesus has $225, down $73, and Mr. Alex with $222, down just a little over or a little under $60. So Alex with a king jack versus the ace jack. Big hands for this last hand, and KoJack trumps it, but Scott's not going anywhere. He's seen the bluffs that Alex has made so far tonight. A terrible card for Scott would be a jack, but that would be the gin card for Alex. 7 diamonds on the turn. Now Scott is trapped in diamond land. You see he's got 12 outs. Of those 12 outs, 5 of them are gone, and none of them hit. That's why it's so hard to play mathematics here in poker, because all of them swing and a miss, and Alex is going to throw out a little filler bet, about $32, $33, into an $80 pot. It's 42, just kidding. Action's now 125, but here's the problem is Scott's got squadoosh. Scott's got nothing. And Basil tried to make the call for him. You saw that. He's trying to get a little read on him, see? But there's really, if Alex is betting on the flop, betting on the turn, and betting on the river, there's really no story that missed there. There's no straight draws. There's no flush draws. There's no nothing. So Scott can only beat ace-10 right now. That's where he should be thinking in his head. And he thought that just correctly. And the cards go in the muck. And Charlie's game is now over. Once again, we're going to take a peek at the calendar. Every Monday in the month of June, we've got our $2,000 free roll. Every Wednesday in June, starting at 6 p.m., we've got our $60 rebuy bomb pot tournament. There was about $4,000 in the pot this last week. Every Thursday in the month of June, you get to talk to this guy right here on this microphone. His head is in the shape of that egg with glasses and a microphone. You get to enjoy him talk about poker, talk about nonsense, and just have a good time, throw out a few free hours. Every Saturday, this last Saturday, we had the bounty tournament, 3K guarantee. There was almost $5,000 in the pot. Plus all the bounties, every player you knock out is worth a $50 bill. And then Sunday, our brand new tournament begins again. It is a cash game tournament, $120 entry fee, $20 of it is your access fee, and you get $100 in cash game chips. Last week we ran it where it says real big in red right there, no late entries. Well, this week we allow through level 1, which is the blinds of 1, 2. You can enter through level 1. Also, if you're here by the start of the tournament, you get 1 rebuy, but you have to be here by the start of the tournament. and that tournament begins at 3 p.m. The second one of those begins at 4:15. The third one of those begins at 5:30. The first tournament we ran last week had 3 tables. The second one we ran had 2 tables. We're going to stretch it out this week, and everybody who, at the end of the hour, everybody who has chips on the table, it goes into their hand. It is their money, and it's their fun. So once again, from KoJack's and KoJack's Live, you got Charlie, you've got Miss Witt, and you've got Mr. ZZ Top right there himself. We had a good time. We enjoyed it. Thank you for coming out. We'll see you next week. Later, Bowden. Later.